Yo, big fight here to get that spot in the semifinals. The 1 seed Ocean Man looking to get in and take down Reaper, but Reaper landing some decent shots right now, using that top spinner to dissuade that spinner, but the power in that blade can knock it out in any second, so they will have to be careful. So far, though, pretty good control from Reaper. That spinner's been good at deflecting away that spinner and staying on track, but they will have to be careful to prevent any huge damage. And, oh, launched up into the sky! And the spinner is gone. Huge momentum swinger now for Ocean Man after a bit of a slower start, but they will have to be careful and keep up that onslaught. One flip is all they need now, especially with the main defenses and weaponry down of Reaper, but they will have to work to get that shot. So far, Reaper not giving up at all, though, getting some good engagement in, pushing around that big spinner of Ocean Man. And right now, despite losing that weapon, Ocean Man seems to be struggling to take proper advantage. They have to try to get to the sides to land a good shot on those treads, but the fast speed of Reaper is making that different and making that difficult. The blade is down now on Ocean Man. Interesting to see if they are just temporarily bringing it down to cool down, or if that spinner is weakened, and nope, it's back up to speed. Can they get a nice shot on the sides? They cannot do it yet. Reaper still looking to take advantage with that hit. The lack of ground on Ocean Man here is definitely hindering its ability to win this fight, as it can't really get the purchase it wants against a kind of maybe sleeker design, I guess, of Reaper without that spinner. Even then, it is still just a tank base, so the fact they can't get bite here is a big concern. They're going to have to do something, really, and the belt has come off of Ocean Man, so the disc is down. This is a huge pivotal moment here for Reaper. They've been controlling this fight pretty well, and now they just have to get them in the pit or control the rest of the way and avoid making any big mistakes. They'll come away with the win, and they push them in the pit, and they're down. And Reaper is going to take the victory and move on to the semis. These bots have fought tooth and nail to get to this point, but now we're down to the 10 and the 13 seed. Behemoth and Sting are battling for the title of this tournament, and already a good flip attempt there. We're seeing it right here by Behemoth, but not able to flip it over because of the antlers of Stinger's wedge. Interesting interaction there, but they were close to getting that flip, and if they can get some more shots like that, they could be able to do it, but Stinger pushing back and retaliating well right now. Behemoth stuck in the corner, but they are released there. They're doing a good job of getting around the side of that wedge, though, to get potential flip opportunities, but they haven't been able to land that flip yet. One good one would end this match. So far, though, pretty solid driving from Stinger, but once again, a little bit chipped by that flipper of Behemoth, who's been a little bit better in positioning, and there's another big flip. Seeing here again, tossed on the side, but unable to get them over. Definitely good for the effectiveness, though, of that flipper. And there they go, another big shot in the corner. While they have not gotten the flip, Stinger is definitely behind on points right now. Of course, they don't really have the active weapon, but that wedge can't articulate a little bit, and if they get them up there, they could do some potential flippage or hinder them in some way. But right now, all of the momentum is in Behemoth's side right now. Stinger has to do something to get some points back, but Behemoth doing a good job. But right now, here's a good push back near the sticky trap. We'll see if Behemoth can get away, and they do. And right already back to the side of Stinger. Not able to do much with it there, though. So far, a solid fight between these two, but one has the edge over the other clearly. But now a good push in the back from Stinger onto Behemoth. Behemoth trying to fire, and now they are being rushed around, and now they're on their side. And just like that, a huge pivotal moment there for Stinger. If they can take advantage and get some points back, they could narrow this gap. Right now, Behemoth is flailing around trying to right itself. Stinger just trying to stay in control, and they got to push back and push them near the wall, and they're over the edge. And Stinger is going to get this victory, eliminating Behemoth and winning the tournament. Both robots in this main event down their first fight and looking to come back, and already some big damage dished out by Havok onto the chassis of Killer Krab. And now they have been, but they're pushing him around. Good job there, but they have lost basically everything and are just trailing around their parts, I guess. A dominant start here from Havok, but they will have to be careful because their last loss was in a similar fashion to Birdbrain, where they knocked off the hammer but got flipped by an unlucky shot. So far, though, they definitely are on the advantage here. There is basically nothing left on that bot of Killer Krab. Killer Krab, if they can just get some good pushes, they could potentially even up this gap, but they are going to have to make up a ton of ground, which is easier said than done. A good push into the back here from that spinner of Havok. Now the blade is down. Seems like they might just be conserving it for now, and they are back up to speed. We'll see if they can do something to get back in this fight. Is Killer Krab, but now they're stuck on the flag. That self-riding flag has hindered their drive now, and it does not look like they're going to be able to get free. Havok going in potentially for the final shot, and they do get it. Flipped on its head. Killer Krab is not going to be able to self-right, and that is going to be a great bounce-back performance for Havok, and they're going to improve to 1-1. We'll see which of these two bots can take advantage here. Two very different styles, and already Stingray getting underneath and hoisting up HiJinx into the air and carrying them to the other side of the box. HiJinx caught on that top little grabber piece, and they are already in some trouble here. Stingray going back in for more, but HiJinx able to get away and get that big blade up to speed. They're a very, very large robot with that big disc. If they could get some good engagement here, they could damage those forks of Stingray, rendering them pretty much useless, as without those forks, it's very difficult for them to properly use their weapon. We'll see how they can do there, but right now, some good control by both bots here. Stinger trying to box them in and just keep up the aggressiveness, and they get another nice little toss there. Not able to really flip HiJinx easily, but they are definitely keeping them on their toes a little bit. HiJinx is trying to get some good shots with that blade. It is very powerful, but it does take a bit of time to get up to the max spinning speed, and looks like Stingray has wedged itself under the wall, and this gives HiJinx a perfect opportunity to get some big points here with some nice shots. Nothing too crazy, but some nice engagement here, and they're going to have to get free before it's too late, but HiJinx does help free them. A little bit of camaraderie there in this first round of the tournament, but later on, that's not going to help you too much. But so far, a good showing for both of these bots, really. It was starting strong for Stinger, but HiJinx is narrowing the gap a little bit, staying aggressive with that disc. Another nice little shot there, but so far, that aggressiveness of Stingray is really helping them. There's a big push over the arena drum, and it looks like they're going to be in trouble here as HiJinx, unless they're freed, and they will. Stingray repays the favor that HiJinx did freeing them earlier in the match. So now, neither robot has any passes to free them anymore. You guys are on equal footing, so, you know, take the win if it comes to you, why don't you? Anyway, good showing here right now. A nice bounce back from Stingray after a bit of a dull middle of the fight for them, but they are still in a very tight match here. HiJinx still keeping the aggressiveness up with that blade, and one nice shot could be a huge difference maker here, but so far, they have not been able to land that perfect shot they need, and Stingray has done a good job keeping the aggressiveness up. It's hard to say who has a clear advantage right now, as it's close, but toppled over. One of the forks of Stingray has caved in, and now it's hit off by HiJinx, and that's going to be it. Stingray cannot self-right from that angle, and HiJinx is going to take the win, and they're going to move on to the next round of the throwdown. Two teams remain, 4 robots to go, and the battling has already commenced with Behemoth and Blacksmith going at it for each of their teams. Beta and Apex waiting in the back for their chances so far. Good aggressiveness from Blacksmith, but just like that, Behemoth replies with a nice little flip attempt there. We'll see if they can keep up that aggressiveness, but now stuck in the back trap area is Behemoth, but managed to get away. Same with Blacksmith. See if either of these bots can take advantage of that drum in the middle of the arena. Good aggressive shots here from Blacksmith, and now Blacksmith looks like they're trying to sub in for Beta, but Behemoth is not letting that happen, getting a nice little shot attempt there. And now we'll see if either of the bots are going to try to trade. These two seem fairly content to duke it out right now. Behemoth is stuck near that trap area, but they do manage to get away again. Even start for these two bots on their sides of the tournament. Both of them doing a good job at Apex, now subbing in for Team Robot Wars. Same with Beta. We'll see how these two other bots go at it against each other. Behemoth spinning for some reason like a weirdo, but a big push there for Beta, and Apex is into the trap area, but so is Beta. both of the other two bots are stuck in the trap area, and it looks like it's going to come down to Blacksmith and Behemoth to settle the rest of this match. Both of them subbing out, and their opponents immediately eliminate each other. So now just down to these two bots, and a good flip attempt there from Behemoth onto Blacksmith. Blacksmith, so far, they've gotten some good hammer shots right there, but they do have to keep up that aggressiveness if they want to get this win, as Behemoth's flips are definitely going to be more effective than the hammer shots. A nice flip there from Behemoth. You can see it right there, right near these screws. If they could get them in there, then that could be a huge turning point for this match, because they can easily get stuck back there. And another big flip here. Blacksmith in trouble, but they manage to self-right yet again. But they are definitely on the back foot now as Behemoth continues their aggressive assault. But you will have to wonder how beat-up hitting Apex will impact the judging, because that is definitely a big swing for this match. But there's some good attacks there from Blacksmith, but Blacksmith flipped again. So close to being thrown out of the arena, but Blacksmith just manages to stay in. Huge close call there as we get into the winding moments of this match. Blacksmith, though, staying aggressive, trying to get more hammer shots, doing what they can to score some more points. Behemoth fires back with a failed flip attempt. A huge response here for Blacksmith. It's definitely going to be helpful if this goes to a decision, but there's a nice push again for Behemoth. They have gotten a ton of flip attempts, but they have not been able to eliminate Blacksmith despite their best efforts. Blacksmith landing some more great hammer shots, but we have entered into the dying moments of this match. A great showing for both of these bots. More relentless attacks by Blacksmith. They'll respond with a nice flip, and uh-oh, they are stuck near the back. Can Behemoth end this fight here? They're trying their best. Does not look like they're going to be able to do it, though. Blacksmith staying in this match despite the challenge that have been put before them, but just like that, that is going to be the end of this fight. A huge fight there. Great performance by both of these teams.
If they can do that here against Cyclone tonight.
And the fight has kicked off. Both of the robots ready for what should be a pretty intense match. Both of these robots have fought before, but it was Ocean Man who took the win that time. See if Cyclone can settle the score here. Both of them trying to land some nice shots. Cyclone trying to spin around a few minor engagements. Ooh, there's a bigger one.
Yeah, just some few little shots. Both of these robots kind of feeling each other out. Cyclone's weapon is a little bit high up to hit really anything substantial other than that weapon on Ocean Man. Had a huge shot over there by the wall.
They took a tumble, almost flipping, but in the end, Cyclone's still here, and they are still ready to do a bit of damage. That spinner's still spinning up. A few smaller engagements, both robots really going right at each other so far.
Yeah, nice little glancing blow on that weapon assembly. And kind of trying to spin around and hit the side of that weapon. They really want to break that disc on Ocean Man. That's just so devastating.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to land that shot. Cyclone, of course, their spinner did break in their last match, but so far it's looking pretty poised, trying to land some more big shots, and there's another one. And it looks like that axle on the spinner of Ocean Man could be getting a little bit loose. If they could keep landing shots, that could be trouble. There's another big shot here.
Nice throw there from Cyclone. Both of these robots pretty even so far.
Both of them really, you can definitely tell this is a tense matchup. Both robots really want this win, and that was a nice big collision, and they're really fighting hard for this one. Both of them really working for this victory.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Cyclone just looks so aggressive. I mean, they've been driving great this season. But that weapon is down. I don't know if they just powered it down for a second or if something has gone wrong.
It looks like that hit. Ocean Man landed a pretty decent shot on that spinner. It looks like that could have done the damage. And that spinner, they tried to spin it back up a look, but that spinner is down. And that is huge. Huge for Ocean Man. They managed to incapacitate probably one of the biggest weapons in the field, and now they are ready to try to go to town, do the damage with their disc now.
Yeah, both robots need to be careful by that pit. We're seeing that second camera angle. Good driving by Cyclone, kind of a bait and switch. Almost went in the pit themselves, but kind of tried to get Ocean Man over by that pit to drive in themselves. They're kind of on the back foot now with lacking that weapon. They don't really have the wedge to push Ocean Man around.
It's definitely a really tight one right now. Ocean Man, it's at the point where they really have to be careful. They could win this off of that damage because they were able to take out that disc, but right now they have to watch out because Cyclone trying to use that pit to their advantage to try to lure Ocean Man in and get the win. Can they do it?
It's going to be tight. I mean, both of these robots are having pretty good seasons. Ocean Man has just been so much more agile. Almost
But no! They were over the edge, and Cyclone saw an opportunity to try to push them in on the edge of defeat. Ocean Man backs away, and they get a win. That was a really...
It's interesting to see Hive Smashing starting backwards.
That's an interesting concept. Looks like they're trying to go around and get a spin around.
Oh, and a nice little spin around hit. Good strategy by them so far.
And they're trying to get around. Oh, that wedge is gone.
And that is going to swing this fight.
That is a big early flinging panels around. Hypershock, just like that. They now have to come up with a new strategy. That wedge, we thought it would be a real deciding factor. Oh, a big shot
Big
there.
shot on the side. I mean, incredible strategy by Hive Smashing so far, leading with that back, swinging around, similar to what we see Tombstone do.
Yeah, that was a Tombstone-esque strategy, but right now it looks like Hypershock maybe having a few issues with that drive. It seems like they're only moving in some weird directions when they go forward. That might be bad for them.
Yeah, definitely. Hypershock seeming to have trouble moving forward. They seem to be moving in reverse fine, but that is going to be huge. But it seems like Hive Smashing's weapon might be down. Maybe they turned it off because they're over by that shelf.
But they
and
get
right
the
into the
push.
pit, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Hive Smashin takes down Hypershock. What a shocking performance from another
dominant.
These bots have fought hard to get here, but only one of them can advance to the championship. And already a beautiful push there from Complete Control, using its back to slam Reaper into the wall. But they will have to keep up that aggressiveness and hope they can get the flip to win it. A great run for Complete Control. After a pitiful showing in the last season, they have definitely done a better job of doing a run here. But Reaper has as well, always a consistent championship contender, and they are definitely looking to get to the top of the hill like they did in Season 3. Right now, though, they have been both going at each other quite well. There is some damage, it looks like, on the front of Complete Control, and Reaper's spinner definitely doing a decent job here, and a nice little pin here. Their spinner is effective, but it is really about both the spinner and the drive that helps them control and win these fights. Complete Control, though, if they can just get one good flip, then none of that will matter, as their low front has been incredibly effective in this postseason. A good little ram there from Reaper into the wall. Very fast-paced match between these two with very quick, speedy drive trains. And a good attempt by a flip there from Complete Control, but not able to flip over Reaper. Reaper staying in this match as best they can. We'll see if there's something that they can do to potentially sway this further in their favor. The pit has not been opened yet, but that is something that both bots could definitely take advantage of. So far, both bots trying to take advantage in some way. And there's a nice little attempt there once again from Complete Control. They're getting closer and closer to getting that flip when they get it, but when they are not in position, Reaper has done a better job at controlling the pace. Another good kind of push of them in the wall, but Complete Control does a good job turning that around in their favor. See which of them can take better use of their weaponry, and a good little push there from Complete Control, getting them into the side, and Reaper getting a bit far up on that wedge of Complete Control. They'll have to be careful, but they get away, landing some more decent shots with that spinner, trying to peel up that paper armor, but they are going to have to keep the onslaught, but it's not going to work out for them. Flipped over by Complete Control, and that is going to be the fight. Complete Control is going to be advancing to the Season 5 championship.
And the match has begun, and already both bots kind of stalemating in the center of the arena.
Yeah, we're going to have to see which bot can land the lower ground clearance and get the lower flips. Bot of Italy, it can flip, but that flipper has never been proven to help itself right. But that's also because it's not been flipped. We'll have to see, can Atomic Green land that flip and potentially end this match right now?
And already a nice shot by Bot of Italy. Both robots kind of showing off their maneuverability already, and already a nice flip over in the corner. Atomic Green's got to avoid that.
Yeah, Bot of Italy looking right now like they have the good wedge game. And there was a good first flip, but
nice self-right by Atomic Green there.
Great self-righting there. Atomic Green not phased by it, ready to go right back in on the attack. Bot of Italy going up, and there's
already a nice ram into the wall. Both of these robots looking very aggressive early out of the gate.
This is a very good start to this match for both of these bots. Both have had their moments, and there's another...
a beautiful flip there by
and another one in back.
And out of the arena.
Back into these screws.
That they're not going to get out.
And they're back.
Wow. I was just going to say they're not going to get out of there.
But just like that, Atomic Green thought they were out, they come back in, and they are still right in this match. Amazing moment there, and now they're ready to retaliate.
Wow.
Bot of Italy retaliates back.
Yeah, already Atomic Green in a hole right now. They kind of got to win back some points, but definitely showing that they're able to go toe-to-toe with that flipper at Bot of Italy.
Yeah, this has been a real flip fest so far for Bot of Italy. I think that's around 3 or 4 flips so far from that flipper, showing a lot of really good energy from it that really wasn't there last season. Looking like a very threatening bot right now, but still gotta keep it up against this powerful lifter of Atomic Green.
And already a flip up there on the shelf. Atomic Green has to get down from there.
And they're looking like they might be in trouble. Bot of Italy waiting to see if they're going to get off. It looks like they almost did. They flipped them again. 5 flips on the day. They might be approaching the record at this point.
Atomic Green's really got to make up some points fast here or get Bot of Italy in the pit. I mean, Bot of Italy looks very maneuverable in this fight. Definitely a lot better than we saw last season.
Yeah, Bot of Italy, they had some improved wheels for this season, a little bit grippier, and we're definitely seeing that this time around. They're getting some good pushes. Atomic Green's trying their best, but in the end, Bot of Italy's doing a great job at countering whatever they're trying to respond with. There's another flip, number 6.
Yeah, just hard for Atomic Green to get under that low front and that heavy bot that is Bot of Italy. But, I mean, they're still going to try, and they keep maneuvering themselves around the back. And already, a nice flip right there.
And there's another flip.
Another counter flip by Bot of Italy. That's 7 flips on the day.
And unfortunate driving mistake. Bot of Italy's going to take that. And in the end, that was very impressive performance there by Bot of Italy. I mean... And here we go, the first match of the episode, and already a few parts are coming off of Retrograde.
Yeah, Ocean Man, that spinner is just gonna decimate those forks, isn't it?
Yeah, they're already gone.
Oh my god!
Half of the lifter is just gone. Oh, and one of the side protectors, well, Retrograde, it's done well up to this point, but it's not looking good so far. The lifter is just gone, the forks are gone.
We are like less than a minute in, and Retrograde is just a box.
Yeah, it still has that back spinner. It still has some form of a weapon, but I mean, it's an uphill battle from here. Definitely, the front is just completely chewed up.
Ocean Man respinning up that spinner just to see if he can do some more damage. I don't know if there's anything else he could take off of Retrograde.
Oh, there's still. Yep, there's one.
There goes the spinner.
There goes the spinner.
Wow.
And flipped over. Retrograde still able to self-right despite taking what would normally be considered catastrophic damage.
I mean, what an impressive showing so far from Ocean Man, just tearing apart that armor.
Wow, just
incredible.
Incredible. Just so much just chewing and gnawing from Ocean Man. There's really just this might just continue on for the full 3 minutes of just continuously just tearing into that front of Retrograde.
Yeah, I mean, Retrograde is pretty durable in the fact that it can stay in fights, but like, do you want to even stay in a fight like this? I mean,
at what point do you just press the tap out button and just cut your losses? Well, there goes the rest of the lifter. I don't think they'll be able to self-ride if they get flipped anymore.
It genuinely is just a box at this point.
It's just a box, and Ocean Man just continuing to chew through.
This is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to make a statement of why you should be the #1 seed, well, job well done for Ocean Man. Just continuously pummeling. There's not much else that Retrograde can do, but they are still active. And is Ocean Man having a little bit of trouble near that top corner?
Yeah, seems to be stuck a little bit on that pick. Retrograde. That would be hilarious if Retrograde managed to come back and get that win.
But it looks like they just can't get the way over to the pit button. I don't blame them. They look like they've just been completely destroyed at this point. Trying to get the button, but
Ocean Man finally gets away.
Yeah, just missed opportunity there for a miracle KO.
Ocean Man punching some more debris across the arena. I mean, this is just... Ocean Man is
sad.
Deadly.
And Retrograde bringing itself up onto the shelf. Ocean Man not done with it, trying to give it another hit. But I don't think they're going to be able to get up there.
That was an incredible fight. I mean, props to Retrograde for staying in as long as they did. That was insane.
Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the fight. Ocean Man, the carnage stops there. Probably one of the most destructive matches. who can take this victory, though, because Atomic Green, like you said, they beat them before. We'll see if they can do it again here for a spot in the Final Four. We'll see who can pull off his victory here. And already Behemoth actually getting underneath and getting a good attack there onto Atomic Green. And Atomic Green, we've seen the strategy being pretty cautious, but still being very effective, getting an attack when they need to, and that's what they're doing right now. Good attack there, but Behemoth quick on their toes and getting right back in and getting some good effective pushes. And there they are again, getting another good attack in there. But Behemoth, it seems like the ground game is pretty even between these two, which is not what you'd expect from a plastic scoop against a paper scoop. But so far, I think definitely the advantage. And uh-oh, is Behemoth having drive issues? They seem fine. Uh-oh, but now Atomic Green once again flipping themselves. That happened in the last match too, but seems like they're okay. We'll see if they can get back on their toes a little bit. Pretty even so far, but Atomic Green definitely seems to be doing a pretty good job at getting a bit more of the controlling moments compared to Behemoth, but anything could change in an instant, though. You never know what can happen here, but here's a good attack here from Behemoth, flipping up and getting Atomic Green up on that shelf. A great flurry here for Behemoth, and keeping them up on the shelf. They're trying to get them high set at that point, but Atomic Green quick to get off of that shelf. But that was a big moment there from Behemoth, and uh-oh, close to the pit. You gotta watch out, though, guys. Not how we want to end this match. Please don't. I don't want any more kid eliminations like that. They suck. Oh, but Behemoth getting pushed back, and ooh, very close to that pit there. Atomic Green almost able to end the match here, but Behemoth stays alive, and now they're doing some weird things. I don't know what the heck is going on now. That's just lifting up weird ways. Yeah, it's an unstick. Well, that was fun. You know, sometimes robots like to do that. But anyway, back into these match here, and uh-oh, Behemoth once again getting back behind and doing some good little flips. No total flips since that first one near the shelf. But Atomic Green has definitely been spooked here for sure. But here's another good attack here, getting Behemoth once again near the pit. Can Atomic Green end this match? And they are not able to. But Atomic Green has done a lot of close calls to get Behemoth in there, but not able to do it. But now Behemoth, ooh, a good attempted push there, but not able to do it. Who is going to get another opening here? But Behemoth has a good push here. Push near the pit. Atomic Green is over the sides, and Atomic Green is in the pit. Behemoth is going to advance and taking down the reigning champion.
If any. But here we go in the main event, essentially, of this final region, and already some big hits being exchanged here between these two massive horizontals. Let's see who can force the issue here. Ooh, a nice big shot from Hive Smashin getting around to the side. Another one right there, ignoring and avoiding that hit from Warbird, and there's another nice shot there. Although they do have to watch out because that blade on Warbird could definitely snipe a pulley or the top of that spinner, and they have to very much watch out for their wheels because, ooh, there's a nice shot there. But those wheels could definitely be under target. And Warbird actually getting a lot of really nice shots in here after that opening flurry from Hive Smashin. And now it seems like they've slowed down their blade. That's fine. That's likely just a tactical thing because their blade does like to burn out a little bit after some constant hits. And we'll have to see how they can keep adapting. Looks like they're trying to swing around, get to the side. Ooh, that's a nice shot there. And it looks like, uh-oh, one of those wheels on Hive Smashin not looking too good. It seems like they're kind of stuck in circles. Now it looks like they're getting a little bit back in the groove, but that is a big worry there for Hive Smashin. Looks like some of those hits from Warbird on the wheel could be doing quite a bit of damage, and they land another shot there. So it seems like a pretty clear strategy right now being exerted by Warbird of targeting those wheels of Hive Smashin, hoping to maybe take one off or do enough damage. It seems like that blade is actually really well angled to get around to those sides, and it seems like Hive Smashin is the one on the back foot right now. With a bit of impaired driving, they still have a very powerful weapon, so if they can get some good engagement in there, then it definitely is a very winnable fight for them. But it seems like they're definitely struggling to land those big hits we've seen in seasons past. Definitely going to be a big challenge for them going forward right now. Warbird getting that big blade up to speed, and there's another big shot on those wheels. Warbird a strategy, and they seem to be executing it extremely well so far, targeting those wheels. But they do have to still be careful with that pit open. They've had their issues with the pit in the past. They're definitely no strangers to losing in that fashion. But they just got to keep that disc spinning and keep those hits coming. And if they can do that, they definitely can pick up this win. But they really do have to be careful here because Hive Smashin, any moment they could get a big hit that could disable something like we've seen in seasons past. They've killed the chassis of, they've killed the drive of 2 robots before, so it'll be interesting to see if they can do this. A wheel gone. The wheel is broken off of Hive Smashin', and now they only have one wheel left, and they have extremely reduced mobility. Major damage being dished out here from Warbird. We have not seen this, and they're taking off a few more pieces of Hive Smashin'. Incredible job so far from that bar spinner after getting a no wins in Season 7. They're nearing them, and they've almost got them in the pit. See if they can get this. Oh, they're on the edge. Ooh. Very, very close call there from Warbird. Nearly hitting themselves into the pit and knocking themselves out of the competition. And after that, yeah, don't get away from the pit after that. That was a very, very scary moment there for Warbird.
Down to this main event. And the fight is underway. Quick out of the blocks. There is Loki not using that grabber. Seems like they're going to be waiting for them to get the perfect attack, and we're seeing that spin up of Hive Smash and trying to land some good hits.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want. Just that nice box rush out of the gate. That'll get Hive Smashing on the ropes, and they're doing a good job right now, kind of deflecting them upwards.
Yeah, and we're seeing, a good engagement there. It's going to come down to who can better utilize the box, who can better utilize their weapon, and right now, both of them getting a few moments. That big wedge doing a good job at countering, but there's still some very nice shots getting in there for Hive Smash and trying to do some damage.
Yeah, definitely Hive Smashing. If they can get to those wheels, that can be very good for them. I mean, we did see Blindside earlier, a couple episodes ago, take off a wheel of Hypershock, so Hive Smashing is just as strong. If they can manage to do that, that would be awesome.
That would be a very, very exciting. But right now we are still seeing, that grabber mistimed, and now it is descended, and that means that Loki will have to do a much better job at positioning to get underneath and get a good grab onto Hive Smashin'. Hive Smashin' staying well poised, a bit sporadic, but in the end they are picking and choosing some very good shots.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so far Loki not able to engage that grabber, which is kind of what you want if you're Hive Smashin'. You really want to keep that as a non-factor in this fight and really just go to town on tearing them up. But using their wedge to their advantage pretty well.
Yeah, this is a very, very close match between these two. They both have their moments, and there's a good grab, but not able to hold it.
Not able to hold it on, but that grabber is up now, so definitely good if you're Loki.
But they got a
nice little push. They don't even need the grabber. They just push him right in, and solid performance from Loki.
And just like that, we have our number 1 seed. Unfortunately, one has to go, and we do see some new armor on Cyclone for this match to try and prevent them from flipping against Blindside, but already some engagement between the two of them.
Yeah, already some nice hits, and both of these robots are quick. Cyclone breaking apart the screws.
Cyclone,
we're gonna make you pay for that.
How could you do that to us, Cyclone? I thought you were my friend, and they're trying to go, some more engagement between the two and being flicked back, and there's a bit of damage to those Blindside blockers.
Yeah, I like those new stabilizers on Cyclone. I think that's a great idea for a fight like this.
A big pop there. And right now, Blindside, they have the lower weapons, so they are the ones who are tossing around Cyclone so far.
But there's some nice little just glancing blows, but it seems like Cyclone's weapon might be a bit crooked. I'm not sure.
And there's some more engagement. Blindside with a bit of an advantage early on, but Cyclone, they're stable. They're collected!
And a huge throw across the arena. I mean, Blindside is making Cyclone just a ragdoll in this arena.
And thrown again!
Holy!
Oh my god!
And
that's it.
Blindside is out for blood. There's no questions asked. Who is the biggest spinner on the channel? It is Blindside.
Oh my god!
And they're playing with the corpse in the end of the fight.
Ocean Man pick up their 3rd straight win. This should be a great matchup, and we are underway in the semifinals here. The 2nd matchup for the right to take on Seizure. Some good side attacks there from Ocean Man early on. That speed is definitely going to have to be a factor here if they want to get around and do some damage to the side of Snowblind, but Snowblind keeping that wedge in front and doing some pretty good attacks here onto Ocean Man. Ocean Man being pushed back and some good attacks here once again. Can Snowblind keep up this good attack on Ocean Man, getting some good pins. Definitely playing the long game here if they want to win this by a judge's decision. Maybe they'll look and see if they can get a good hit in here, who knows.
Good attacks here once again. Ocean Man trying to get around and get to the side, but that's a good maneuver there, and they managed to get to the side, but no power in that spinner to punt them. But it seems like they might have a strategy to try to do a circling shark-style driving strategy, but not working good here. That might be a one-time thing for them right now. But so far, very good control here from Snowblind. Like we've said, this is a robot that has probably been driving at the best it ever has this tournament, and it's doing very solid here, preventing those low pontoons of Ocean Man from getting around, but that's another good circling strategy. I think that circling strategy is what Ocean Man is going to need here to try and pull off a victory. But so far, it looks like they have the low ground here and a good push back here on the Snowblind. Snowblind trying to retaliate and push back. Seems like a good moment here for Ocean Man. Very even between these two thus far, but another good push here for Snowblind onto Ocean Man. Ocean Man trying to reset, but now back near the pit. Can they get out of there? Bit close, but they do manage to escape. Close call there for Ocean Man, but they managed to get away and get some more moments in here. But so far, Snowblind dominating this little stretch right now, but the screws in the back are broken, and that might impede Snowblind a little bit. They had a good opportunity to get them out with those screws, but not able to do so. Very close battle, but near the pit, turning away from the last second. There's Ocean Man preventing a pitting. Can they get away from there? But Snowblind already back waiting and close near the pit. Ocean Man under a ton of pressure right now, but they managed to get away. Snowblind doing very good stuff so far, getting another good push here onto Ocean Man, but Ocean Man circling back behind and getting a good push near the end, and they can't get them in though. Great attack though there from Ocean Man, coming back after some good moments here from Snowblind. Snowblind once again almost getting Ocean Man in that pit, but Ocean Man trying to get around and get some good engagements here. They got a good angle on the side, but not able to do much with it. But they now have a good push there on the side of Snowblind, but Snowblind able to get away. Ocean Man coming back in and getting some more shots on the side though, near those treads. Both robots putting everything on the table so far, but here's a good push here from Ocean Man on the side and getting the tread snagged on that broken screws. Ocean Man has a good angle here on the side of that Snowblind, angled up and pushed in the pit, and that's going to be the fight. What a matchup between these two veterans. Ocean Man, though, takes down Snowblind in an incredible fight. Both robots doing absolutely everything there to get that victory, but Snowblind not able to pull it out. So many close moments for both of them. That circling strategy of Ocean Man seemed to be effective, and it was good at getting around and beating that quick turning that we always talk about with Snowblind. So many close calls though, so many moments where we thought Ocean Man was going to go in the pit, but they just managed to escape. And Snowblind, they did almost everything I think they could to win that, but in the end, Ocean Man, at the end of the fight, after what seemed to be a little bit of a stretch without much going for them, got the push they needed and ended Snowblind's run in this tournament. Probably one of the best fights that we have seen in the channel and in this tournament.